In the quiet moments between your breaths, there exists a stillness, a peace so profound it speaks directly to your soul. It's there, beneath the noise of the world, beneath the thoughts that swirl like leaves caught in a storm. It's in that space, that sacred moment, where everything you've ever sought is already present. You just need to breathe, to release, and to realign. You've spent so much of your life chasing approval, chasing success, chasing a sense of fulfillment that always seemed just beyond reach. You've carried burdens that weren't yours to carry. You've held on to old stories, old wounds, old beliefs about who you are. But I ask you, my friend, who are you really? Beneath the layers of conditioning, beneath the masks you've worn, beneath the roles you've played, who are you in your truest essence? The answer is simple. You are. You are the breath of life itself. You are a divine being, not confined by the limitations of the ego. The truth of who you are is vast, limitless, and timeless. It's not bound by the past, nor does it seek the future. It simply is. In the present moment, you are the eternal now. But somewhere along the way, you forgot. You forgot that you are enough. You forgot that everything you need to be whole is already inside of you. And so you looked outside yourself for answers. You searched for meaning in achievements, in possessions, in the opinions of others, but you have always been complete, even in your moments of struggle, even in your deepest pain. What if I told you that healing begins the moment you release the illusion of separation? The moment you stop identifying with the wounds of your past and instead choose to embrace the truth that you are not your pain. You are not your story. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are so much more than all of that. When you breathe, you are aligning yourself with the divine rhythm of the universe. Every inhale connects you to the life force that flows through all things. Every exhale is an opportunity to release what no longer serves you, to release the weight of regret, to release the fear of the unknown, to release the judgments you've placed upon yourself and others. In each breath, there is an invitation to surrender. Surrender is not weakness, it is strength. It is the strength to let go of the illusion of control and trust in the flow of life. Life does not need to be forced. It does not need to be controlled. It is a river, constantly moving, constantly changing, constantly evolving. The more you resist the flow, the more you suffer. But when you surrender, when you let go of the need to control, of the need to define, of the need to hold on you, find peace, you realign with the wisdom of the universe. You see, the universe is always speaking to you. It is always guiding you. It whispers to you through the stillness of your heart, through the synchronicities in your life, through the quiet nudges that lead you to the next step on your journey. But in order to hear this guidance, you must first quiet the noise within. You must release the clutter of your thoughts, the distractions of your ego, and realign yourself with your higher truth. When you realign, you remember who you truly are. You remember your power. You remember your purpose. You remember that you are a divine being capable of creating miracles in your life. You remember that you are worthy of love, of abundance, of joy, simply because you exist. You are not defined by your past, by your mistakes, or by the opinions of others. You are defined by the love that flows through you, by the light that shines from within you. But the first step to realignment is letting go. Letting go of the beliefs that tell you that you are not enough. Letting go of the fear that keeps you stuck. Letting go of the anger, the resentment, the pain that you've been holding on to. You don't need to carry that anymore. You are not meant to walk through this life weighed down by the past. You are meant to soar, breathe, release, realign. This is the mantra of your soul. This is the rhythm that will guide you home to yourself. You cannot change the past, but you can choose to release its grip on you. You cannot control the future, but you can choose to trust in the unfolding of your life. You cannot change the world overnight, but you can change your world by choosing to align with the truth of who you are. And when you align with that truth, everything begins to shift. Your relationships change, your health improves, your sense of purpose deepens. You begin to attract the opportunities, the people, and the circumstances that are in harmony with your highest good. You begin to live from a place of peace, of love, of joy, not because everything is perfect, but because you are no longer defined by external circumstances. You are defined by your inner peace. You are defined by your ability to breathe through life's challenges, to release what no longer serves you, and to realign with the infinite power that flows through you. This is the true power of surrender. It is not about giving up. It is about giving in to the flow of life. It is about trusting that you are always supported, always guided, always loved. When you release the need for perfection, you open yourself to the beauty of imperfection. When you release the need for approval, you step into your own self-approval. When you release the need for control, you find true freedom. Freedom is not something that can be given to you by someone else. It is something you must claim for yourself. It is the freedom to be yourself, to follow your heart, to live your truth. It is the freedom to let go of the stories that no longer serve you and to embrace the story that is unfolding right now. It is the freedom to live in the present moment, to be fully alive, fully awake, and fully in tune with your soul. Breathe, release, realign. Let these words be a reminder of who you are. Let them be a reminder that you have the power to transform your life at any moment. Let them be a reminder that the key to peace, to joy, to abundance, and to freedom lies not in the world around you, but within you. The moment you choose to realign with your truth, the moment you choose to release the illusions of the ego, the moment you choose to breathe deeply into the present moment, everything changes. You are not a victim of life. You are the creator of your experience. The circumstances of your life do not define you. Your response to those circumstances does. You are the architect of your own reality, and when you breathe, when you release, when you realign, you unlock the door to infinite possibilities. So I invite you now, in this very moment, to take a deep breath, to feel the life force that flows through you, to release the burdens that you've been carrying, to realign with the truth of who you are. You are a divine being, worthy of all the love, all the peace, all the joy that life has to offer. You are enough, just as you are. And as you realign with this truth, know that everything you need to live a life of fulfillment, of purpose, of abundance is already within you. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust the wisdom of your soul. Breathe, release, realign, and know that you are home. And in this moment of stillness, when you surrender to the present, something extraordinary happens. You begin to feel the subtle rhythm of life, the beat of the universe that is always pulsating beneath your surface. You are not separate from this rhythm, you are part of it. Just as the ocean waves rise and fall, as the sun sets and rises, you too are part of this eternal flow. You were never meant to fight against it. You were meant to dance with it, to move in harmony with the ever-changing tides of existence. But the ego has a different idea. It whispers that you need more, that you must be somewhere else, that you must achieve, accumulate, become. It teaches you that the present moment is something to be outrun, something to be escaped. And in this escape, you lose touch with the life that is unfolding right before you. The truth is, the present moment is your sanctuary. It is the doorway to your soul. It is where you will find everything you are seeking. When you surrender to the now, you stop judging the moment as incomplete. You stop telling yourself that you will be happy when you have this, when you reach that, when the future arrives. No. You realize that peace is not found in the arrival, but in the journey. The future is not a destination, it is a projection. It is something your mind creates, and yet it does not exist until you bring it into being through your thoughts. It is fleeting, always ahead, and yet never quite here. The future will always be the thing you are moving toward, But when you come into the present, you realize you were already there all along. And in that realization, the grip of time loosens. You are no longer a prisoner of your past, nor are you enslaved by the endless pursuit of some far-off tomorrow. You stand in the truth that the only time that truly exists is this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. And within this moment, there is everything, every answer, every opportunity, every experience that you will ever need. You are not lacking. You never were. You are whole. You are complete. Right now, imagine if you could live your life as though every moment matters, not because of what it leads to, but because of what it is. Imagine if you could embrace each experience, not as a stepping stone to something better, but as a divine expression of life itself. When you do this, life begins to transform. What you see as a challenge becomes an invitation to grow. What you see as an obstacle becomes an opportunity to rise. You begin to trust in the perfection of each moment, and that trust becomes your guiding light. The ego will try to convince you that it's not enough, that something else is needed to complete you. But this is the lie that keeps you bound. In truth, there is nothing outside of you that can complete the divine being you are. The completion is already inside of you, waiting to be recognized. It is the peace that resides in your heart, the love that resides in your soul, the wisdom that resides in your essence. You are already whole, already enough. You were born into this completeness. The moment you realize this, you stop looking outside yourself for validation. You stop chasing, and you begin to simply be. To live in the now means to let go of the need to control. It means releasing the attachment to outcomes, to the need to dictate how life should unfold. When you release the need to control, you open yourself to the flow of divine guidance, to the flow of life itself. And as you do, the world around you begins to change. You no longer see it as something to conquer, but as something to experience. You begin to see yourself as the creator of your life, not the victim of circumstance. You see that you have the power in every single moment to choose how you respond to life. But it all begins with the choice to stop running. The moment you stop chasing, you are free. You are free from the tyranny of time, from the pressure of the future, from the chains of the past. You are free to be, to live, to experience life as it is meant to be experienced in its full, vibrant, expansive beauty. And in that freedom, you become the fullest expression of yourself. The future will come in its own time. The future will unfold as it is meant to, and you will be ready for it when it arrives. But you cannot chase it, because the act of chasing keeps you out of the present. It keeps you disconnected from the life you are meant to live right now. And so, I ask you again, what would happen if you chose to live fully in this moment? What would happen if you stopped looking for something more and simply embraced what is? You would find peace. You would find joy. You would find fulfillment, not in what you have or have not done, but in the realization that you are already everything you need to be. Your life is unfolding in divine perfection, and the only thing that stands between you and the life you desire is your willingness to embrace the present. The only thing that keeps you from experiencing the fullness of life is your attachment to a future that is not yet here. When you release this attachment, you allow yourself to fully inhabit the now, and in the now, you will find everything you need. Life is not about arriving at a destination. It is about living fully in each moment. When you understand this, you will stop chasing a future that does not exist and start living a life that is already here. You will begin to see the divine in every moment, in every breath, in every experience. And in this, you will find that the life you've always dreamed of is not something that happens tomorrow. It is happening right now. You are whole. You are enough. You are complete. Right now, and in this moment, you are living your life in its fullest expression. The future will come, but it will only come when you stop chasing it. When you stop looking ahead and begin to look within, you will find that everything you've ever needed was already inside of you. Embrace the present. Surrender to the now. and let the future unfold in its own time. You are already everything you are meant to be. Trust this truth, live it, and experience the miracle of life that is happening right now. There comes a quiet point in your life not marked by celebration or fanfare where something subtle and sacred dawns within you, the realization that you no longer need to chase your own existence. Not because your desires have died, but because you've finally seen through them. You've outgrown the illusion that meaning is hidden in the next moment. You begin to understand that life is not meant to be pursued like a finish line. It is meant to be absorbed like a sunrise moment by glowing moment in full reverence. Beneath every moment of striving, there has always been a deeper ache, not for achievement, but for arrival. And this arrival isn't about stepping into some perfected future. It's about returning to a place within yourself that was never lost, only buried beneath noise. This is not a return to who you were. It is a return to who you've always been before you were told you had to become anything more than present. When you allow yourself to drop beneath the surface of your expectations, you begin to feel what is real. Not the projections of a better tomorrow, but the raw aliveness of what is here now, unfiltered, unpromised, unchased. In that rawness, a new intimacy with life is born. Not the kind built on plans, but the kind built on presence. Life starts to touch you differently when you stop standing outside of it, waiting for it to begin. This stillness isn't passive, it's fiercely alive. It's not an absence of motion, but a deeper kind of movement, one that doesn't rush toward the future, but flows from within the heart. You begin to see that the most important things cannot be scheduled, cannot be achieved, cannot be planned. They arrive quietly, like grace. And grace, as you'll come to know, only ever appears when you are no longer trying to summon it. In this space where your breath meets your awareness, time dissolves. You stop measuring your life by the markers of progress and begin experiencing it by the depth of your presence. And it's here, not in some distant goal where joy becomes effortless, not because anything outside has changed, but because you've stopped resisting what is, because you've surrendered the need to be elsewhere. The deeper truth is this: your life is not waiting for you in a future accomplishment. It's waiting for you to return to the sacredness of being without commentary, without comparison. It's waiting for you to notice what you've overlooked in your pursuit, the way your chest rises when you breathe, the way light spills across your skin, the way love has always spoken in silence. You don't need a reason to be at peace. You only need to stop bargaining with the moment you're in. The now doesn't demand anything from you, only your attention. And once you give it that, fully and without resistance, the world changes shape. Not because it becomes different, but because you begin to see clearly for the first time. What you thought was mundane begins to shimmer. What you thought was missing begins to emerge. There's a wisdom in this slowing down that transcends intellect. It's the wisdom of listening, not with your ears, but with your whole being. Listening to what life has been trying to say beneath your plans, that it was never the destination that mattered, but the presence you bring to the path itself. That it was never about what you could build, but how deeply you could belong right here, without delay. So let yourself land, not in the future you've been taught to idolize, but in the sacred fullness of where your feet already touch the earth. Let this moment be enough, not because you've stopped dreaming, but because you've remembered how to live. Let the soft, luminous truth of your being unfold, not as a product of striving, but as a natural expression of presence. This is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning of your true arrival. And so, as you return home to this moment, to the rhythm of your breath, to the gentle quiet that exists beneath the noise of becoming, you begin to feel the soft unraveling of all the pressure you once carried. The pressure to be somewhere else, someone else. The pressure to catch up with a life that was never ahead of you to begin with. All of it begins to melt in the presence of your awareness. Because truth, when finally remembered, doesn't demand that you strive. It invites you to surrender. Let it all soften now. The tension in your shoulders, the expectation in your mind, the anxious pull toward what's next. Let it all fall away like old skin that no longer fits the soul you're becoming. You've tried the chase, you've run after the horizon, and found that it only moved farther away. Now you know your peace was never there. Your joy was never there. It was always here, breathing quietly inside you, waiting to be let in. And perhaps the most courageous thing you can do with your life is not to keep running, but to stop, to look around and finally see what has always been with you. The laughter of your child, the glow of early morning light on your kitchen counter, the way your heart breaks open, not because of pain, but because it's finally full enough to feel it all. This is what was meant for you, not a performance, not perfection, presence. You were not born to outrun your life. You were born to enter it, to taste it, to feel it, to breathe it in so deeply that your soul remembers its reason for coming here. Not to accumulate, but to awaken. Not to prove your worth, but to embody it. Not to reach a distant summit, but to sit fully inside the sacredness of now. And the miracle is, you don't have to wait another second to begin. You only have to choose. Choose to be still. Choose to breathe. Choose to open your eyes, not with judgment, but with wonder. What you see now, this moment, unembellished and real, is the canvas upon which your life is being painted. The colors have always been in your hands. You were never meant to find meaning later. You were meant to create it now, with your presence, with your love, with your full attention. The future will come. It always does. But it will come differently when you are no longer desperate for it. It will arrive not as your salvation, but as a reflection of the peace you've already chosen within. Life will meet you not where you're going, but where you truly are. And when you are here, fully here, the future unfolds not in resistance, but in harmony, not in striving, but in grace. This is the quiet revolution of awakening. To live in a world obsessed with tomorrow, yet choose to rest inside today, to hold yourself with reverence, even when there is no applause. To stop editing your life into a version that pleases others and begin honoring the version that pleases your soul. Because the life you long for is not waiting somewhere ahead, it's waiting for your attention. And so now, return. Return to this moment with devotion. Return to your breath as if it were a prayer. Return to your inner stillness, not as an escape, but as a homecoming. Let yourself arrive without needing a reason. Let your heart unclench. Let your mind exhale. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not lost. You are here. And here is holy. Look at your life not as a project to be managed, but as a miracle to be felt. There is no final destination you must reach to be worthy. There is no gold medal for missing your own existence. The soul does not keep score, it only wants you to remember. To remember what it feels like to be alive without needing to be anywhere else. To remember that fulfillment is not hidden in time, but awakened in presence. And now you know. You know the secret the world forgot to teach you, that you do not need to chase your life. You only need to meet it. Meet it in the eyes of a stranger, in the quiet between your thoughts, in the whisper of your own heartbeat. This is where your real life lives, not someday, but today. Not elsewhere, but here. Not later, but now. Let your legacy be presence. Let your offering be attention. Let your life be a testament not to the places you've reached, but to the depth with which you truly lived. And when your time comes to leave this world, may you not regret the dreams you didn't chase, but celebrate the moments you did not miss. Don't miss your life chasing a future. Your soul is not in a hurry. Your peace is not in a plan. Your life is already happening. Be here for it. Now, in the stillness that remains, in the breath you just took, in the awareness that is expanding, even now you have arrived. You have not missed it, and you never will again. Welcome home.